Hello everyone, it's Jessica and I'm back with another process video for the ThermOWeb design team. Today I am showing you my layout for Halloween week, which features creepy things of the night like bugs, bats, and spiders, etc. And I have started out by using a cut file by Pear Tree Cut Files, and I already cut that out. It's like a bug kind of wreath, and I am going to do some backing of it using flock and foil. So pretty exciting. And here I'm just going through my photo and matting it with some easy tear tape, and I've just matted it with some black cardstock and then again with some white and distressed those edges. So super easy there, nothing too crazy. And I'm gonna start working on backing my cut file, which does take some time. I'm not gonna lie, it takes me a little while to back it, so I'm not gonna show you all of it, but I'll show you bits and pieces of it. That way you kind of get the idea of how I backed my cut file. Here I'm just gonna use 4 of the photo corners from ThermOWeb. I love these, they come in a box and I use them all the time. So here I'm just kind of peeling up my little bug wreath from my mat, and I'm gonna just pull out all of the pieces that I'm not using there, all the extras, and lay that aside. And then I've pulled out a piece of background paper from the Hey Pumpkin line by American Crafts. So I love that background paper pad, it's so cute. There's a lot of good patterns in it. And then here I'm just pulling out some flock transfer sheets, and I'm gonna pull out the purple punch one, and then I'm gonna pull out orange and black as well. So I'm gonna actually emboss this. So I ran this through my embossing machine. It's just a manual die cutting machine. I thought it would look really cool to do something different with flock for once. Usually I kind of transfer it onto something, but today I'm just going to emboss it and use it just like it is. And I just love the way that it turned out. I think it looks really pretty, and I think it's gonna make these bugs look really super cool too whenever I cut them out. So here's how I back my cut file sometimes, just manually. I just kind of trace around the outside edge and then I cut it out just inside what I've drawn there, just so that I leave a little bit on there, but so it doesn't show on the outside whenever I glue it down. And then I'm just using my glue here by ThermOWeb, and I think this is the Ultra Bond one. So I'm just using the pen one. It's super easy to use. It works great, it sticks great, and it dries clear. I love it. So I'm just cutting some other little bits of the flock. This is just the black. I'm leaving it smooth just to give it some dimension on that bug. And I'm just gonna continue kind of backing all of these. So I'll hold it up here. You can see how that turns out, and it looks so cool whenever it's up close. And see here, I've done a few more of the bugs. I did use some vellum on some of the wings. And then here, I'm just taking some of the toner sheets. These are the peel and stick toner sheets, and I'm running that through my laminator while I work on the rest of my background here. And I just used a couple of the foils by Deco foil, the purple stitch and orange stitch, I believe it was, just to adhere to my toner sheets, because I'm going to use those to back the rest of the bugs. And this, I'm just taking my cut file that I had cut out. I'm just taking the extra pieces just to kind of create a mask around my layout, because I want to do some splatters around this where the bug wreath is, and kind of lay that behind it just to give that some added dimension as well. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit. This is going to be cut down just for the center, because I don't want any of those splatters to go in the center. I want to focus on just this circle wreath part right behind where the bugs are laying. So I'm starting out with Crackling Campfire Distressed Oxide Spray, and then I'm going to move on to Amethyst Shimmer in Nuvo Sparkle Spray, and then I'm also going to use Tender Peach and Morning Fog in the Nuvo Sparkle Sprays as well. So I'm just going to add a bunch of splatters, and then I'm going to get out some white acrylic paint too and add some white splatters to it. I love the way that the splatters kind of make everything pop, and it really makes that cut file shine whenever you have all these little speckles and splatters behind it. And it just adds a bit of grunge to the layout, because as you all know me, you know my layouts, I love to add some grunge to my layouts. And it's a Halloween layout, so I felt like it really needed something a little bit extra. So I love the effect of the little sparkles and little splatters. So here I've just watered down some white acrylic paint, and just use that to splatter on there. So that's what it's gonna look like, and then we'll let that dry for a little bit. My glass mat has seen better days. It is so crazy splattered, and it doesn't really come super clean anymore at this point, but it works great and I love it. So here are my foiled pieces with the toner sheets in the foil, and I'm just going to back those the same way that I did the rest of the cut file. So I'm just drawing on the outside from underneath so you don't see my pencil lines on the foil, and just cutting out just inside those edges that I've drawn. And then I'm just going to glue them down the same way. So super easy way to back a cut file manually. It does take some time, but the end result, it looks so pretty. And I just love the way that these bugs turned out with this foil. It just adds a little bit of shimmer, and I think they look so cool. If bugs can look cool anyways. But I mean, I didn't really have a ton of Halloween pictures from last year, and Halloween hasn't happened yet, so for this year. So I didn't really have a lot of pictures, but I did have the picture of my son in his jammies. And I am just using that for my photo, which you'll see here in a second. I'll pop it back in. There it is. So it's just a picture of him in his Halloween pajamas. Again, using more of that easy tear tape to adhere it. And then I'm going to grab some adhesive foam in the roll and actually pop up my cut file just to give that some more dimension on my page. So, and then I think I'm just going to finish embellishing after that. So here I'm grabbing that foam tape, just cutting bits down of that, and I'm just going to adhere all of the foam tape to all the bugs just to give it some 3D dimension and pop off of the page, just kind of like the bugs are jumping out at you. So here I have finished putting all of the foam tape on my bugs, and I'm just going to pop that down here. And it's super easy to use. That foam tape has a backing that you just peel off, so, and it's super sticky, I'm not gonna lie. Once you put it down, it's really not going anywhere unless it's ripping your paper. So don't have to worry about that staying. It is staying for life. And then here I'm just using a Booo title. I decided to flip it on its side to make it fit because I didn't want to cover up any of the bugs. I really like how they turned out, and I didn't want to hide them. So I'm just using a whole bunch of just miscellaneous stuff that I have here. I'm pulling out a lot of different collections and just kind of popping little embellishments in here and there around that wreath. Again, I don't want to take away from the bugs too much, so I don't want to add a whole lot. I just want to enhance. So I'm pulling out some Bella Boulevard die cuts and some epoxy stickers. I'm going to add my date stamp onto that little die cut. I'm just kind of sorting through these, seeing what's in there. And then I'm just going to pop little bits in from just a lot of little miscellaneous packages that I have in my Halloween bin here. So not sticking to any particular collection in this one. I'm using a lot of various things and just trying to kind of do a little stash busting and use some things up and just kind of go through my stash. So I'll pop some music in here, and then I will jump in at the end to show you the finished result. So here is the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments below. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.